In the summer of 2019, God led me to be baptized. This was kind of a new concept to me because I never felt like it was something that I personally needed for my spiritual journey, but it was definitely something that God continued to put on my heart. I felt like I needed to explore that opportunity. So in August, I got baptized. I didn't know what to expect. I thought that maybe it would be something I did and then experience later. I remember the feeling of coming out of the water, and as the water came over my face, I instantly knew that God was there with me and through my whole entire body. It was like an out-of-body experience. I knew that my life was forever going to be changed. Fast forward to October 2019. While I was doing my job protecting a student, I had a pretty serious fall at work, and I hurt my back. The only thing that I could really do was pray. And sometimes the only thing that I could get out of my mouth was just help. But that's okay because God knows what's on our heart. And so we don't always have to say all of the words. So I knew that God was going to help me. God spoke to me a lot. He said, "Trust my timing. I'm going to take care of you." And he also said, "Pray for others." Not long after that, Russ challenged us in a sermon to start praying for people when it's uncomfortable. Not praying for people at home, but actually praying for people with them when God gives that little nudge. And I went home from that sermon and I asked God to use me and to open up my heart to those experiences. I wasn't able to get out of the house very often, but when I did, I was using a cane, or if I was in the grocery store, I was using one of those motorized scooters. So if you can picture this, you're at Meijer and you're checking out the oranges, and it's a busy Saturday, and this girl rolls up to you in a little motorized scooter and starts striking up a conversation, and then she says, "Can I pray for you?" And you say, "Here? Now?" And she says, "Yeah." That was me. It was definitely uncomfortable. I also would circle people a couple times before I had the nerve to actually say hi to them and pray for them. But God was giving me those nudges all the time, in the doctor's office, at the grocery store. Everywhere I went, God was telling me to pray for people. And when he did that, I made myself available. One of the times that really sticks out in my head was when my brother was in the hospital downstate, and my mom and I had just received bad news about my brother. And we got in the elevator, and there was this grumpy old man, and he was telling us about his wife and what was going on with her, and God just told me over and over again, pray for him. And I was telling God, no, he's grumpy. He doesn't want my prayer. And bing, the elevator door opened, and we left the elevator, and we went out one way and he went the other way. And God just kept telling me to pray for him. So I turned around, and my mom said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I have to go pray for this guy." And she's like, "You mean the grumpy one?" And I said, "Yeah, the grumpy one." So I followed him into the cafeteria, and he wasn't very accepting of the prayer. Like, he let me do it, but he was still grumpy. But the next morning, we saw him outside of the hospital, and he called to me, and he said, weren't you the one that prayed for me? And I said, yeah, I was. And he said, I'm just so grateful that you did that for me because my situation is completely changed. And things going on with my wife are completely different. And I just know that God is working in our lives. And the prayer that you gave me yesterday was really appreciated.